that was a lot. I don't know where like I connected. I don't know if it connected, but hopefully it did with the listeners.
Hey, this is Ginger from the Bad Girls Club.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Kristen at the bar. I'm Biz Rodriguez.
Hey, it's Maya.
Hey everybody, this is Dawn and you're listening to my favorite place, The Fresh Movement.
How do you ask women to peg you without with a strap without it being awkward? I think that's a question for you. And the person who did ask, just to give a little backstory, is really curious because we did have a conversation about this. So he's very like into it. Like he like, wants that, but doesn't know how to approach a woman about it.
If I am being completely honest, if this is possible at all, do this first. Watch the Bold Type together. I'm gonna tell you exactly what episode in 1 second. Because for me personally, I was my dog is bothered, y'all. Okay. I was anti the thought of that, mostly because in my mind, the only way that could happen was in doggy style. And like for me, especially
Yeah. Like you can come up here, but don't come licking.
Listen.
Sex education?
I was gonna say mess around and got him excited. But for me, the kind of guys that I go for, tall, muscular, I'm like, I'm not bending his big ass over. Like, that's just not gonna be a thing for me. So I was totally like against the thought of that. But then I was watching an episode of The Bold Type, and Kat came across a guy who asked her to peg him, and she went through like this whole like gender roles
switcheroo.
Yeah, and it happened. She was on top, and I was like, that's an interesting way to look at it, because I never, because we don't just think about these things. So like we don't even like I said, most women think that that's the only way for it to happen. And so I don't think that it would be as bad if
look, yeah.
It's season 4, episode 6, to peg or not to peg. But I think it just opened up my mind to that possibility. And I was already one of the people who acknowledged the fact that just because a guy wants his butt played with doesn't make him gay. It doesn't, like, because who you're having sex with, who you are sexually attracted to is what determines your sexuality. What you are doing has nothing to do with anything. And so
I know a lot of straight guys who like to be pegged.
Yeah. And so I think that's just an honest conversation to have. Like it would more so, I would ask like her thoughts on it before you ask her to do it to you. And honestly, if she's not mature enough to have that conversation, that's not the girl for you.
Yeah, exactly. Next question. Without mentioning oral sex or masturbation, name some ways that a man can make you catch orgasm. Honestly, just compliments, and just, I'm trying to think. No, because I get called cute a lot, but I'm trying to think like of what a guy can really do to like.
He can be rough with me.
Like wrestling?
No.
Oh, I don't know why I went there. But what do you mean rough?
You can choke me up. Good. Like, who are you talking to? Ooh.
I'll get your case. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. Like, sir. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know, y'all. I really just don't know.
I mean, obviously, like it changes based off of like that person and like the situation we're in. Like, if he actually grabbing me up, that's not a thing. But sexually, like,
I don't know, like without touching me and
They didn't say without touching you. They just said without mentioning oral or masturbation. I was gonna say penetration, but I figured that was
I figured touching was part of it. I guess not. I mean, if it's not touching, then touching definitely. But I'm trying to think as far as like my mind, like that would. I think really good conversation. I haven't had really good conversation with a man in a very long time.
Some good kissing too. It won't make me kablamo. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I don't know where I got that from.
But it'll definitely get me ready.
Yeah, I think really a good use of your mouth with words and kissing
on my neck. Ooh.
The shape. What is the most kinkiest thing you've ever done with a man?
Butt stuff.
I would say a threesome.
I haven't had that with a man.
So I think that's the most kinkiest. That I've done more kinky by myself, but that's not the question. Last question. Someone hit me up on Tinder and they're really nice, but they asked if I would piss on them. We discussed I'm not comfortable with piss games. However, I'm trying not to see them differently, but so far I do. I don't know how or this is worth getting past. Would you like me to read again?
No.
So I was stumbling a little bit on my I love my words. Just an FYI, I had a long day at work, and
he's delirious, guys.
Yeah. I'm hungry too, but
yeah. I personally feel like two things. One, if you know that you are never going to ever be comfortable with the pee thing, stop talking to him, because it's something he likes and eventually it's going to be brought up again. And that's where my second thing comes in. If you feel like eventually when you get comfortable with this person and you actually start to like them, if you think you'll be willing to open your mind and explore that area, then by all means keep talking to them, because that it really just boiled down to whether or not you think that that's something you could eventually ever do. I understand I want to do it now, but if you feel like you like him enough to be comfortable later on, which I don't feel like you do because you're already seeing him differently, just stop while you ahead, because I don't think that is ever going to go anywhere, and eventually he's going to ask again because it's something that he likes, it's something that he uses to get off on, like, so eventually.
Two things. If anyone who is into peeing, shout out to you. Three things. Second, if you are going to the pee thing, I would suggest a shower, so that was like a sword fight. The third thing, so at least he said pee on, like you said, he wanted you to pee on him
instead of him peeing on you.
Yeah, so that's a plus.
But
if you're not into it, like she just said, then it's gonna
Cause and don't feel bad about it, because I don't want to pee on nobody neither.
I thought about it. I've never done any pee games, but
I want to know how the pee games work when you're not in, like, because for me the only way, not the only way, but the only way it should happen is in the shower, because otherwise am I peeing in the bed?
Oh yeah.
Like where we at when I'm peeing on you? Because either way, the pee got to be cleaned up.
Is that Simba? What is he doing?
Yes. I don't even know. He's not on the bed.
He got in his bed. He said, fuck everybody. And on that note, guys, that's the end of Lamarck's Corner. We'll be back with Cha Cha's Thoughts on the Fresh Movement podcast.